All right, thanks, Harry. Thanks, everybody, for attending. We're going to spend about an hour today on this tool, cycle time analysis, which is focused on inventory and getting a smooth flow of the product going through the product line. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're in food safety or working on paperwork or in electronics or any other industry, cycle time analysis is an applicable type of product tool for you. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go over some benefits of cycle time analysis. I'm going to show you how to visually determine whether or not the symptoms in your manufacturing, lend themselves towards cycle time analysis. And then, of course, in order to put cycle time analysis in place, we're going to need some teams, and we're going to have to select the product and define our process, flow chart that process, and then we're going to start collecting some data and put our team to work and get the corrective action going on and make sure we have this whole thing going on in a continuous cycle time analysis improvement cycle. The idea once you get a focus on a type of a problem is you need the tools, to make sure that that problem is solved. So let's start with this idea of inventory. So we've got a little messed up inventory here with the front end of a horse. The middle of it's obviously kind of missing there. And people get behind, right? So and they never have enough time to catch up, and they're always wondering why. And so we're going to look at some of these things today. One of the problems that you're going to be able to see, and I'm going to show you pictures of it in a minute, is this inventory issue. So what we want to get at are companies with low inventory turns. I'll show you how to measure that. We want to get at these bottlenecks in processes. We want to make sure that our paperwork and our administrative paperwork, and the different kinds, they don't get piled up. We don't have inventory pile-ups, and we don't get stuck in this this going around and around this whirlpool. We don't have enough time. Things take too long. We've got late deliveries, and everybody's running around yelling, "I need more people," or we have to work harder and longer. If you're in that kind of situation right now, this cycle time tool will help you figure out why you're in it and how to get out of it. Okay, so let's start with calculating your company's inventory turns. Notice in the upper right, it says income statement. Okay, every company has a set of books, and when they publish their end of the quarter or end of the year financial statements, they have two parts to it, at least two parts. They have what's called an income statement. If you look down in the middle of the page, they have a balance sheet. All right, and in the income statement, there's going to be a line called cost of goods sold. You're going to take that number, and then you're going to divide it by what we call the average inventory from the balance sheet. Look down below. I got some numbers in there: $5,263,000 cost of goods sold divided by 1.4 million units, whatever they are, and that comes out to be 3.65 turns per year. Okay, look at the bottom. Toyota does 12 turns a year, or 1 turn of inventory per month. So that's the idea behind a turn, is from the time the inventory gets into the facility to the time it goes out of the facility as a final product. That's 1 turn. Okay, so you can see Toyota is building their product, a car, takes 1 month to build a car. It doesn't take a month because their actual turns are like 125. But the average electronics company, as an example, is around 3, right? 3 turns. Let's look at some data, and here's what happens. Notice this company, their total inventory has been building up, and then they've got raw materials. You can see how raw materials coming in. They're stacking a lot of inventory at the front end, right? They're worried about something. And then we have inventory and WIP. That's kind of low. It's down at the bottom there. Finished goods is low, so they're shipping, but the total line is really way up there. So here we look at a company that's calculating their inventory turns. They have set a goal at increasing the inventory turns because they want their money back. Okay, your inventory comes in the beginning of the month, goes out at the end of the month, you get your money back, right? You get paid. If you did that every 2 weeks, you get paid every 2 weeks. That inventory you paid for doesn't sit around collecting dust and costing you money. You're going to recoup your money on it as quickly as possible. That's the idea here. Now, here's a few examples. Here we've got China confronts mounting piles of unsold goods, right? Overproduction and whatever else is going on. But anytime you've been, in some factories, you'll see things at finished goods. You can go out in your own facility, right? If you're in a factory, which you should be if you're watching this, go out there and look at the piles of inventory out there and finished goods. Go to incoming. Have you got 3, 4, 5 tiers of inventory stacked up to the ceiling? All right. That's a problem. That means you're in trouble. That means your company's in trouble, not well managed, and your job may be in trouble. You take a look at these cars stacked up. Anytime I go by, an RV lot, and then you see them all over the place, right? And there's a lot of RVs out there today, aren't there? They're all ready to be sold, right? So it makes you wonder whether or not the RV industry is really in good shape. And this picture of cars is the same thing. You see these bazillions of cars sitting there waiting to be sold. That's money, right? Millions and billions of dollars worth of money sitting out there. That's what you look at. There's another one. You look at paperwork. Paperwork, the same kind of deal, right? Paperwork stacking up in people's at work, and you can't get your purchase requisition through for a million reasons, and everybody's bogged down, and the PR people need more and more people to help. We're behind. We can't get it done. So engineering's waiting for new parts. Production's waiting for stuff. What a mess. So even in process, like you look at the picture on the lower right there, you got a nice